5 on your side at 10 starts now.
Tonight, more help for neighbors still recovering from the May 16th tornado.
The community's hurting, and we're just here to provide anything and everything we can.
The critical deadline to apply for help just days away.
We had a comfortable start to the weekend. Today's highs were in the mid-80s. Next week, we see highs in the 70s, maybe 3 days in a row. I've got your full forecast coming up.
Our top story tonight, a man now charged with killing an off-duty police officer more than 17 years ago.
We're here today because justice is finally served.
The breakthrough, police say, helped them crack the case. We began with that arrest in the murder of St. Louis Community College police officer Damon Taylor. It happened back in 2008, and tonight police are thanking 3 witnesses for finally helping them make a breakthrough in the case. Thanks for joining us, everyone, at 10. I'm Robert Townsend. 5 on your side's Megan Kernan joins us in studio with how relentless detective work finally brought answers in this cold case. Megan.
Yeah, Robert, nearly 2 decades later, police say there's finally justice in the killing of Officer Damon Taylor. They say he was mistaken for a rival gang member and shot to death. The breakthrough came after 3 witnesses, years apart, all named the same shooter. Detectives say they never gave up.
Justice is finally served for a 17-year-old cold case murder case.
On June 20th, 2008, St. Louis police officers were called to Page Boulevard, where they found 34-year-old Damon Taylor shot multiple times. Police say he was mistaken for a rival gang member.
Tomorrow, Mr. Taylor would have celebrated his 52nd birthday.
Taylor was a St. Louis Community College police officer at the Florissant Valley campus.
He was off duty, not in uniform, when he was killed.
Charging documents say 2 witnesses spoke to police in 2018, and the 3rd talked to detectives just last month.
Relentless follow-up and community cooperation led to the arrest of 46-year-old Brandon Levy, who was 29 years old when Mr. Taylor was murdered.
Circuit Attorney Gabe Gore's office helped bring closure to Taylor's family after over 17 years, as Brandon Levy now faces first-degree murder charges.
Damon Taylor was not forgotten, and the tragedy that he was a victim of was not forgotten.
All 3 witnesses told police that Levy shot Taylor because he mistook him for someone else. One witness told detectives Levy and others fired shots from a car.
It takes one brave person to come forward and give us information necessary to bring justice to some of the families going through these tragedies.
St. Louis Police Chief Robert Tracy praised the department's relentless work and partnership with the Circuit Attorney's Office and the FBI.
This type of senseless murder has 0 place in our city, and I pray Mr. Taylor's family can sleep a little easier tonight knowing justice has been served.
No one else has been arrested or charged in connection with the shooting. Police stress this investigation is still active. Brandon Levy is being held without bond.
Megan, thank you for those new developments. Right now, a shooting investigation is underway at the O'Fallon City Fest in O'Fallon, Illinois. Police tell us the shooting happened hours ago after a group of unsupervised teens were asked to leave the event. No one was hurt. Tonight, several teenagers are in police custody. Police say they are not looking for any additional suspects at this time. Well, time now to talk about our terrific forecast. Today turned out to be a perfect summer day, and it's shaping up to be a nice night tonight. Meteorologist Lance Blocker is here. Lance, I'm crossing my fingers. The fall-like temperatures will stick around.
Yeah, well, hopefully that's the case. We've got a great forecast ahead for us now. Let's check out the current conditions. Feels more like fall out there. Drier air in place for many communities at this hour. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Pittsfield 65 degrees. Chesterfield 76 degrees. Salem 74. DeSoto checking in at 71 right now. Radar checks out for the most part all clear, besides this one lone shower here moving right along I-64. This is going to be Washington County, Illinois, moving to the southeast there. That's the only rain detected by radar across the region at this hour. That one shower is actually out ahead of a cold front, and that cold front is going to deliver some less warm temperatures tomorrow with highs in the upper 70s. But I've got good news. The cooler temperatures will last. I got 70s in the forecast through Tuesday. I've got your full forecast coming up.
Looking forward to it. Tonight, the clock is ticking for people impacted by the May 16th tornado to apply for federal assistance. 5 on Your Side has learned Mayor Kara Spencer is asking FEMA to extend its deadline for a second time. Today, community leaders held a special fair to help some of those families. 5 on Your Side's Mercedes McKay has more on how neighbors are stepping up.
The community's hurting, and we're just here to provide anything and everything we can.
That was the mission of People's Community Action Corporation's event Saturday. The organization's annual community resource fair centered around recovery and relief for the hundreds still feeling the pain of May 16th.
One way for us to ensure that you're getting the help you need without you having to say, oh, I need help.
And for Executive Director Mark Sanford, he knows firsthand how much help you need after your life's turned upside down.
I'm a victim as well, and I haven't been able to get in my house. So I know if I'm who've got a regular job, I know a lot of people, and I have insurance, so a number of people don't have that, and they're not that fortunate. So he said, what can I do?
So Sanford and his team went to work, providing everything from housing assistance to free health screenings to school supplies and on-site insurance enrollment.
Organizers tell me people got here at 6 o'clock on Saturday morning, nearly 3 hours before the event even started. They say they expect about 2,000 people to come here, and you can see with the sheer volume of people behind me how great this need is.
This year, the tornado relief was very, very important to me, and based on the needs of the community, it was important to them.
The U.S. Small Business Administration was one of the many booths lining the parking lot. Public Information Officer Renata Mason says they're continuing to push community members to apply for assistance before the time's up.
I don't want you to get to a point where the deadline has come and gone, and now you're realizing that there are additional costs that you did not foresee that you need now.
Mason says the Small Business Administration has already approved more than $17 million in loan funding to homeowners, renters, nonprofits, and businesses across the area. She's encouraging everyone, take the available help.
This is so important because, again, that message that we want to push out is the fact that I would want you to apply. We want you to apply in the event that you need it.
Mercedes McKay, 5 on Your Side.
Today, another community event also helped tornado victims. This event happened in the parking lot at the Crown Food Mart in North St. Louis. People were connected with resources to help them file insurance claims and for FEMA assistance.
In majority of cases, FEMA has extended at least 30 to 60 days, and it is not uncommon in situations where devastation is of this magnitude to have a second extension as well. 200 plus people each week have still applied for FEMA, so the need is still very much so there.
Organizers also gave away lots of free food, clothes, hygiene kits, and many other supplies. And with the deadline to apply for FEMA help this Tuesday, 5 on Your Side is here to connect you with the right resources. Just text the word FEMA to 314-425-5355, and we'll send a link with everything you need to know right to your phone. Building for the Future, the new construction project now underway to create more housing in our area. A cultural celebration in St. Louis.
I think this just shows the melting pot that this city really is.
Why this year's Festival of Nations almost didn't happen.
You know you have to have this festival. It means so much to so many people.
Plus, a milestone birthday for a St. Louis legend. How Peanut the Turtle got to celebrate her 41st birthday in style. New at 10, another Illinois family is suing the Afton Athletic Association and one of its former umpires. The family's lawsuit says their 15-year-old daughter was sexually abused by Zachary Baribo in the summer of 2023. Baribo is the former Afton Athletic umpire who was arrested and charged for sexually assaulting 2 other girls. The lawsuit alleges Afton Athletic Association failed to look into Baribo's background, which included past abuse allegations. Earlier this year, another Illinois family filed a similar lawsuit against Baribo and his former employer. Tonight, there's also a new lawsuit against the Ferguson-Florissant School District. This lawsuit was filed by a former student. It alleges the district ignored sexual abuse claims against former Westview Middle School principal Cedric Gerald. You see his mugshot right there. In May, several students said Gerald sexually abused them at school. Gerald is now charged with sex crimes involving children. Tonight, the Ferguson-Florissant School District is responding to this lawsuit. Their statement reads in part, quote, "The district will continue to remain focused on protecting the safety and well-being of our school community." School officials also say they are cooperating with police. Right now, work is underway to turn a downtown office building into an apartment complex. That's according to our partners at the St. Louis Business Journal. The $15.5 million project is being led by Black Line Design and Construction. The group is working to transform the old farm and home savings and loans building. The building will contain 60 apartments and commercial spaces. Construction should take about 14 months to complete. Well, a massive showcase of different cultures in the St. Louis area. Coming up, the festival serving up lots of food and community.
And hopefully you had a chance to be outside and enjoy the nice weather today. If not, we've got more great weather ahead. Some big changes arrived to the forecast thanks to a cold front headed our way. Just how long will the cooler temperatures last? I've got a look ahead all the way through September. That's in your forecast coming up next.
The Festival of Nations is back in Tower Grove Park this weekend, just months after funding cuts put its future in doubt. 5 on your side's Travis Cummings talked to organizers and vendors about how they bring their culture and flavors to St. Louis.
We sell vacations in the cup. You can come to Festival of Nations today and grab a vacation.
For many, an overloaded pineapple from Island Delights is the way to go on this warm weekend.
You can get it decked out, candy.
And for Charisma Akins, it's more than just a drink.
It's really heartfelt because the owner is Trinidadian, so this really speaks to his mother's culture, and the team, you really embody that.
The sweet treat is a Festival of Nations favorite inside Tower Grove Park, and the crowd can't get enough.
I mean, we can't sell the pineapples fast enough at this point. We really can't. I mean, we have some top favorites as far as flavors. Bob Marley is the top, probably our #1 seller. Bahama Mama, #2.
For Akins, the experience goes beyond the serving window. It's about what this festival means to St. Louis.
I think this just shows the melting pot that this city really is. And I think a lot of people just don't know that until they come and just see everything that it has to offer.
That spirit of multiculturalism is why the International Institute fought to bring Festival of Nations back after funding cuts earlier this year.
The whole community of St. Louis came forward and said, no, you have to have this festival. It means so much to so many people. And it really kind of made us realize that that is an extension of our mission.
From the stage to the vendor row, organizers say it's a reflection of the city itself.
We're not just celebrating different cultures, but we're also celebrating St. Louis itself and how St. Louis has been made better by these cultures.
Get a pineapple, get a vacation today.
Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
It's always a popular event. The festival continues tomorrow from 10 to 6. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles debuted way back in 1984, and so did a real-life and local turtle legend. Check this out. Her name is Peanut. She's named after her oddly shaped shell. When she was young, Peanut crawled into a six-pack ring and got stuck. Her shell actually grew around it. Conservationists say Peanut's story is just another reason why people should not litter. This year, the cool-looking turtle is celebrating, listen to this, her 41st birthday at the Powder Valley Conservation Center in Kirkwood. Kids celebrated by learning lots about Peanut, making arts and crafts, and a whole lot more. Pretty cool name. Today was definitely a nice day to go over there and check out Peanut. Meteorologist Lance Blocker is here now with the weather impact forecast. Hey, Lance.
Yeah, Robert, we got great weather ahead for us. Nice fall temperatures settling into the region. Some people call this the full fall because it maybe not last, but I'm hopeful that we'll keep temperatures out of the 90s over the coming weeks. All right, let's go and check it out right now. Radar is pretty much all clear. I've mentioned this one shower here pushing through Washington County, and it's still riding right along I-64. It's heading eastbound. It's decaying a little bit, maybe a brief period of some moderate to heavy rainfall. Otherwise, all clear for the rest of us. This is the overall setup. We've got northwest flow, really thanks to this area of high pressure, lifting the jet stream way up north. It's also going to bake those folks out west. In fact, heat advisories and extreme heat warnings draped all across the west coast. Portland, Oregon, tomorrow's high, 98 degrees. I mentioned that because 98 degrees was the warmest we technically got for us the entire summer. So they'll hopefully deal with it out there and it won't move our way. Forecast models are still a little bit iffy on that, but not iffy over the next few days here. The clouds depart tonight, sunny, but still not as warm tomorrow as even what we saw today. Today's highs in the mid 80s, tomorrow in the upper 70s. In fact, we'll keep those highs in the 70s all the way through Monday and Tuesday. But again, we've earned this break from the warmer, hot summer temperatures since July 1st. That's 53 days ago. We've had 46 days at or above 85 degrees. 13 of those were above 95 degrees. And again, the hottest of the summertime period was 98 degrees. So enjoy this reprieve as we move through the next few days, because again, tomorrow's highs in the upper 70s. Even better as we get into Monday, the start of the work week, highs in the mid 70s, 76 degrees. We hang around there, 77 for Tuesday, low 80s Wednesday and Thursday. As you head out the door tomorrow morning, it might be a little bit chilly for a few locations. This is downtown. Could see some locations into the mid 50s for us to start out our Sunday morning. Sunny skies though. And again, look at the noon forecast there, 74 degrees. That's lunch outside weather is what that is. We'll keep the cooler than average temperatures in play through at least September 5th or 6th, that according to the Climate Prediction Center. So again, the next 3 days in the 70s, we barely bump it up to the low 80s for Wednesday and Thursday. I'll introduce a small chance of rain for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Forecast models are very mixed on that, but for now, we'll keep it mostly dry through the forecast.
Thanks, Lance. Annie's here now with what's coming up in sports.
Well, we have a fun little show for you coming up after the break. Of course, City SC playing Vancouver tonight. The slog to try and spark any kind of magic this season continues. Who was running the show after the break?
Only at Ashley. This 5 on Your Side St. Louis City SC coverage is sponsored by Together Credit Union.
City SC was chasing their 6th win of the season tonight against Vancouver, hoping to even the playing field a bit with 6 draws already and 15 losses. They had an early lead over the last place Canadian Premier League team, but couldn't keep it for too long. St. Louis was on Canadian soil tonight, less than 13 minutes in. It's Conrad Wallum who's going to end up getting his right foot on this crucial ball. But then don't worry, it's courtesy of midfielder Lovin, who would literally use his head. That goes in for the goal. St. Louis goes up 1-0, but Vancouver would answer pretty darn quickly. Whitecaps forward Brian White gets a showdown kick with, of course, captain Roman Berkey. That makes it a tie game, 1-1. There's still a few minutes left in the game, and the score is still at 2-2. Now, the St. Louis University women's soccer team has their home opener tomorrow. It's a Missouri rivalry as Mizzou comes to town to face off at 5 p.m. at Herman Stadium. The Billikens are looking for some redemption after falling to a tough opponent in number 14 Penn State on Thursday, 4-1. But they've already beaten Kansas City last week, so hopefully some home field advantage and 2 days off will do the trick. And head coach Eli Drinkwitz and his Mizzou lineup will be tackling Central Arkansas on Thursday for their first game of the season. They're eventually staring down the barrel of 9 required SEC games starting in 2026. It's a new mandate announced this week calling for tougher schedules. But rather than put the 2027 cart before the horse, here are some of the main goals heading into week 1.
That's a big thing for us. Is always one of our goals with the D ends and D tackles is to confuse, harass, and hit the quarterback. So, being able to go out there and kind of just rush the passer without having to do a bunch of fancy twist games or anything like that is going to be it's really fun for us this year.
It just really, not the accolades and things, really just be 1-0 every week. We're trying to be 1-0 every single week, and that's the plan so far.
And on a gloomy day in Atlanta, there's a new sheriff in town, Patrick Cantlay, jumping 3 spots and taking a piece of the leaderboard at the PGA Tour Championship. This birdie putt on 17 at Eastlake Golf Club. Not easy from 24 feet, especially with a little left-right movement there. He goes 15 under, 1 within the leader. That's Tommy Fleetwood right here. A 6-iron from 220 yards on the intimidating 15th goes way too far right. It's eventually going to get wet. That's the 11th ball in the water, the most in a single round on 15 in the playoff era. Fleetwood keeps himself in the mix, though, staying shoulder to shoulder with Cantlay, who shot a 64 today to bring them both to 16 under. And it was a rare off day for the Cardinals. Manager Ollie Marmol had his time off, but they're back in the diamond in Tampa tomorrow morning at 11:10. They've split the series with the Rays so far, losing last night 10-6. A home run from Nathan Church. Yeah, that was the left fielder's first home run in the major leagues. Then a little bit later on, you have first baseman Wilson Contreras, who also had a nice game yesterday. Watch this homer in the 7th, going, gone. That makes it a one-run game at the time, 7-6, but ultimately not enough as the Rays closer Pete Fairbanks put this one away with Contreras striking out on a big cut. Let's hear from Coach about how it all went down.
Don't like the final outcome, give up too many runs to win a big league game, but we battled, and there is something to that. I like the way we were able to take our shot and come back and within one, but then give it right back up. So some good approaches. It was good to see Churchy get his first hit and then stand up on that one and hit a homer.
Yeah, I had a good feeling. I was hoping it was going over because I kind of pimped it a little bit, but yeah, it was an exciting moment.
And to dive even deeper, we have a stacked lineup for Sports Plus tomorrow. Besides an inside look at the 2025 Mizzou football season, Mike Claiborne will be joining us to talk Cardinals and his illustrious career. Then going into one of the biggest weekends come the first week of September at the Worldwide Technology Raceway. Well, we have Kenny Wallace, one of the great personalities in NASCAR, sitting down with us to talk on Sunday night at 10:30. And I'm very excited, Robert, because, well, it's 5 on Your Sideline next Friday, and that is my little favorite show with the high school football game starting up. Lance, you're going to love it. I know you're new, but you're going to love it.
Oh, yeah. Well, then it feels like fall weather. I mean, fall football weather, right?
Good point.
We'll take the 70s all week.
Yes, well, no, not all week, but we'll at least have it to start out the work week. Another caveat here, too. If you're going to wash your car, tomorrow's a great day. You're going to get like 6 days at least worth of value out of that car wash. I always like to say that. I don't know if anybody listens to that.
Sure.
But 79 tomorrow, 76 degrees. If you got to get rid of a vacation day or an off day, use it on Monday. It's mostly sunny skies, 76. Personally, you can't ask for better than that.
Hey, wash the car, walk the dog, do it all.
Everything, outside.
Do all the minutes.
We'll take it. And that's 5 on Your Side at 10, everybody. Saturday Night Live is coming your way next. Start your day with Today in St. Louis, beginning at 6 a.m. Have a great tomorrow. We'll see you later.